For today's video, I'm sharing a trash to treasure project, a thrift flip, and a Dollar Tree DIY. So stick around. My name is Leah, and this is JunkerNecker DIY, where I bring you new budget decor videos every week. Here on my channel, you'll see things like Pinterest-inspired DIYs, thrift flips, Dollar Tree DIYs, and trash to treasure projects. I will also occasionally share my shopping hauls with you. If that's of interest to you, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. I recently bought some new wooden spoons to replace these that have seen much better days. But rather than throwing them away, I'm going to give them a coat of white chalk paint by Waverly. And I'm putting one good coat all over the handles. I had a total of 4 spoons. Once they dried, I put a dot of hot glue right on the end and started running this cute baby rick-rack around in a red color because I want these to look like peppermint sticks. When I got it wrapped all the way to the bottom, I put another dab of glue there. I'm going to use 2 red beads, 2 white beads, and just sticking it right down on the top like so. I made sure to have the hole in the bead going left to right, east to west, whatever, because I want to put a hanger on it. Now I had the bright idea here to use some fake snow, squishing it onto a heavily Mod Podge spoon. But after leaving them to dry for an adequate amount of time, the little pieces of snow just fell off. 99% of it, just by giving it a little tap. So I decided to bring in my glue gun, and that worked great. I just squished it down into the pile of snow that I've got on my desk now, and I went back and layered in where there's some naked spots here and there with them. But yeah, the hot glue with this fake snow, perfect. Do not recommend decoupage. Mod Podge, I should say. Here you'll see me layering on some more of that snow in some spots here and there that wasn't covered. And I'm not trying to get the back. I just want the front and the sides somewhat covered with this fake snow. And you probably guessed by the thumbnail, I'm going to turn this into a gnome. I'm using some, I think this ribbon is about 1.5 inches, a little bit more than an inch, but not 2. I'm going to put some around the top of that spoon, on the top of the snow, and just kind of angle it in on the handle. You'll see better when I flip it over. Just like that. I want it to look like he's got a tall, skinny candy cane hat. Now I'm going to dab on some glue right under that hat and pop on a little nose. Now beads are something that I don't really have a large abundance of unless I take a necklace or a bracelet apart. So I just dug out some of the beads that were already loose in my stash and put little noses on, and they're all different. Then I tied some jute twine, run it through that bead on the top, tied it in a tight knot, run that knot into the bead, and there they are. There are my little wooden spoon gnomes. Those are going to be so cute hanging on the Christmas tree. Today is the What Would You Make monthly challenge hosted by Zana of OK at Home DIY. Hosting with her this month is LaParsha from Creating It Myself, and their guest host is Jamie from Simple Roots Simple Living. All 3 ladies' channel links are in the descriptions below this video. along with the playlist link, so please check those out. I picked up a couple of these dry erase paddle boards, and I paid 25 cents for them, but it says $5 retail on the back. It's some kind of a serving board or whatever. Anyway, I really love the natural wood and figured I could make it like a narrow cutting board, something or another. And here's a little tip. If you have something, a sticker that is being impossible to remove, watch this. Some acetone, let it sit for a minute, and then voila, my scraper scraped it all right off. Now I have two different looks I'm going to go for with this. First of all, let me show you. I'm gluing some wood beads down, and it doesn't matter if you get them in the middle or not, because they won't be seen. I'm going to kind of sandwich these beads in between the two boards. I'm going to reuse some Dollar Tree fairy lights. I'm just making sure they were still working. And I'm going to take the end of that fairy light strand and run it through the beads. So the beads are not only giving me some space between the two boards, it's also holding these lights into place. You can see I went through back and forth several times with those. Here I'm just making sure all the little lights are going to be inside and don't have a lot of wires hanging out. Glue that battery pack down so I can get to that on-off switch. And then I'm ready to sandwich everything together with this other board. After I adjust the lights some more. Yep, that'll get it. Put a dot of hot glue on the top side of those beads. Pop that other board down. And you can do this with any size board, as long as you have two that are identical. It could be square, circle, whatever. Now here is look A I'm going for. This is some Dollar Tree ribbon I got that has little gnomes and snowflakes on it. And I'm going to go the full length of the board, covering the handle as well. So I'm going to clip off the leather strap on that side. And I'm folding over the end to make it nice and neat. And that was just the right width for the handle on this. Glued it down. And then pulled the ribbon straight down. And made it a little turnover hem on the bottom side too. Just snip it off, turn it under, and there we go. Just glue at the top and bottom. Now here's some wood Christmas tree ornaments that I picked up after Christmas last year. I want to say I give like 15 cents a pack for these, and they're really pretty. I'm going to glue a few on here, trying not to cover up my gnomes too much. And I kind of like the hanger with the little bead hanging down. I think that's really sweet. Put a circle one there. And then the open ones, or whatever you want to call it, on the top and bottom. And like I said, this is look A. This is something that just hit me while I was crafting. Here's a little gnome ornament I'm going to put at the top. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And now I'm going to show you look B, what I intended to do from the start. But if I've got a two-sided sign or board, why not do two different decorations? Ooh, I forgot about the pom-poms. I put a little glittery red pom-pom on the tip of the gnome's hat. And then I'm going to use some white ones to go in the center of the snowflakes. Just for a little dazzle pizzazzle. Just like that. And I'm going to show you look A lit up. See the illumination around it? So cute. So cute. And there it is with the lights off. Pretty, pretty, pretty. No wires sticking out. Looking cute. Now, look B. This is what I had originally planned, and this is what I'm doing on the back side. Or maybe this is the front side now, and the other's the back side. Anyway, I'm using flag red apple barrel paint. And painted the whole board red. And I'm going to paint some of the wood snowflakes white. I'm using the Gnome ribbon again, but this time I'm making a bow. I'm making it about 6 inches, I think is what I measured it. And made it with 2 loops on each side. And then I'm going to add the ornaments on there. And guess who touched wet paint again and messed up her project again? I'm going to have to invest in a heat gun. I decided to clip off the hangers on those. But I did come in with some of the white sparkly pom-poms in the middle of the snowflakes. And then I put 3 of the red glitter pom-poms in the middle of that bow. Kind of looks like holly berries. And there is look B. Let me know in the comments which one of those looks you liked best. Now I'm going to use these 3 wreath forms, wire wreath forms, and 3 little gnomies that I got at Dollar Tree. The one in the middle had a stake on it for you to put out in the yard, but I'm going to include him in my door decor. I don't have any white ribbons, so I wrapped some of this white nautical rope around one of the wreath forms. And I had to bunch it up pretty tight on the inside for it not to have huge gaps. It's got gaps, yes, but they're not anything I can't deal with. I mean, if it's pleasing to my eyes, that's all that matters. You'll see how I glued the ends kind of to the rope beside it. There's my Merry Christmas dude sitting up on top of that white one. And then I'm going to use some wide, deep red ribbon on another one. I was really surprised that 9 feet of ribbon would cover these wreath forms. I made a bow. And this one has 3 loops instead of 2. I'm going to pop it right there on that red because it's going to be at the bottom. It'll be more seen, I think, from the road or whatever. There's my puffy ribbon. But my dude didn't sit well with the bow, so I had to turn the bow sideways, sort of. Glue on his hat, glue on his feet. Stick him down. Pretty, pretty. And look at this beautiful moss green color. I got that at Dollar Tree when they first came out with their fall ribbons. I wish I had picked up a bunch of those because I love that color. It's kind of like moss colored chalk paint by Waverly. Now here I'm showing you I want these 3 to be stacked together. Kind of hinged together, if you will. So what I'm doing is I'm using... Okay, this will show you better. The guy on the top is what I'm going to glue some burlap ribbon to first, all the way down. And that's going to give it some extra stability too. And then I used the handle off of a sponge brush to smooth that down. And I am using Gorilla Glue here. And there is my first hinge. His feet are above the head of the second one. Now let's glue down the second one, like so. Glue, glue, glue. I was having technical difficulties with my glue gun. Ooh. Anyway, I got through it. More glue there. Use my little rolling pin. Now this guy's feet is going to be over the head of the next one. You see, those are connected. Now I gotta get this other guy connected up. And that'll also help with storing it after Christmas. Okay, put feet above the head. Glue, glue, glue. Stick it down. And you are not going to believe how stinking cute this turned out. Look at that. I love, love, love this so much. And it says, welcome, Merry Christmas. And then we got little guy down there with his candy canes. Y'all pardon my dirty front door. So yeah, there's a shot of all 3 DIYs I did today. Well, I did 3.5 because one of the DIYs had 2 sides. Anyway, I'm going to be participating in some other challenges coming up very soon. So if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what I got coming up. Until next time, bye-bye.